Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is Daisy right here. Okay, so in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about how an insurance fraud was committed on my bank account by the account no in the I'm sorry. Let me start again. In today's video I'm going to be talking to you about how an insurance fraud was committed on my bank account in the bank by the bank. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so like an insurance fraud was committed on my bank account in the bank by the bank. Okay, so that's it. Anyway, the reason I'm making this video today is to educate foreigners. Okay, whether you are planning to move to Brazil or you're already in Brazil, this video is absolutely for you. My target audience are the foreigners. Okay, and maybe people who have resided here before or citizens or whatever it is. You can also learn from the story as well. So without wasting much time, yeah, so it all happened when I just moved to Brazil. Okay, so I had money with me and I always had it at home and I was tired of having it at home. Okay, so I wanted to open a bank account, but then I just moved to Brazil and I needed to fix my papers to be able to open a bank account. Okay, so if you don't have like documents, the right documents, anything that makes you reside legally in Brazil, you cannot open a bank account. So I was working on my residency, and anyway, I was able to fix that, and I went to the federal police, did my capturing, fingerprinting, and then I was handed over airplane. I hope you can hear me. So I'm coming close because I don't know if this is gonna make my sound go lower, so that's why I'm coming close. Okay, now the airplane is gone. So I was handed over a paper-like form of identification. Like in that paper, it's going to contain all your information. Anyone processing any type of residency in Brazil understands what I'm talking about. So I was given that paper to indicate that my residency was in process, and then I could use that. It's by law, you can use that paper containing all your information to do anything in Brazil, to do anything. Like, it's a form of document. It is allowed to use it anywhere. So anyway, like I said, then I was in Rio de Janeiro. I came to Sao Paulo to just see the city, to see the city, see everywhere, to enjoy myself a little bit more. And of course, I was assessing to see if I was going to move there in Sao Paulo someday. Okay, I'm in Sao Paulo now, then I was in Rio de Janeiro. So when I came, I spoke to one or two people, and then this individual agreed to I spoke to them about opening a bank account, because then I didn't understand the language. I didn't know much at all. I didn't know map, I didn't know locations, I didn't know nothing. So I spoke to one or two people, like I said, and one of the individuals agreed to take me to one of the banks to open a bank account. Okay, so anyway, on that fateful day, we went to the bank, and then we got there, and we were being attended to. And then while we were told to present my documents, I presented this paper form of ID card. And so this woman, a lady, she's young, she could be my age or lower than me, or somebody like me. Anyway, somebody as young as I look. Okay, so she was telling me, she was telling us that, oh no, the ID I presented is not acceptable. Why? Because it's not she wants the plastic. Mind you, it's not the first time I'm encountering that kind of obstacle when it comes to using that paper to do anything. When I was in Rio as well. So opening your bank account or facing any type of obstacle does not have to do with the city that you are in, because I could remember that when I was in Rio de Janeiro, remember that I came to Sao Paulo to just to see the city. Okay, so I was opening the bank account in Sao Paulo. I was living in Rio de Janeiro. So I'm trying to tell you that the problem or the rejection of that paper type of ID card doesn't have to do with the city, because it happened to me in Rio. So when she told me that she cannot accept that paper given to me by the federal police, it's their federal police, Then I remembered that it has happened to me in Rio de Janeiro while I was trying to get like internet for my SIM card, trying to trying to get Wi-Fi for my room. They were asking for the original, like they didn't want to accept the paper form of ID. So I'm wondering, is it that they are not aware that it's their police that gives it to us to use? Like, I don't understand. They need orientation, because at the end of the day, they themselves, the federal police, states that it is usable anywhere and for anything. It is a document, legal document, temporarily meant for you to use, pending the time that your original, like the plastic, is ready. Okay, so if the federal police gives us something to use, why are the citizens or people in different sectors rejecting that paper? But anyway, so I've tried to use it in Rio de Janeiro. I got a lot of, we cannot accept it, we need the plastic. Even in banks, then I tried to do one or two things in banks, then they told me no, I have to provide my plastic. Anyway, that was in Rio. Okay, so anyway, I back to this woman's story now. So when she said that, I was a little bit like, oh my god, this is happening again. So the individual with me started, trying to persuade her to like open this bank account for her. We cannot go back and forth, yada yada yada, trying to talk to her. But at the end of the day, we are not supposed to lobby that much, because it is a legal document given to us by the federal police handling immigration issues. So if it wasn't legal, the federal police wouldn't give it to us to use. But anyway, so he was trying to talk to her. He talked and talked, and anyway, at the end of the day, she accepted to open the bank account. And then but then she started sounding like she was doing us a favor. I didn't want to stress. Let's just get the bank account open and just go. So I wanted it open really quickly, because now somebody is trying to help me. Remember, I don't know the language as at that time. I don't know nothing. I was new to the area, to the country. Everything was fresh. Everything was new. So anything to relieve me of stress, I was ready to just, take it. So it was okay. She was making us feel she was doing us a favor, but I knew she wasn't doing us a favor, because it is by law usable. That paper is by law usable, but it's okay. I accepted it, and then she started, we started the process of opening the bank account. And then I think she gave me 2 papers to sign something on that. I didn't feel anything. I didn't write anything. I was only given like 2 papers to sign something on. I did not read these papers, because of course I cannot speak the language. I cannot read the language as at that time, but it's not an excuse not to read. I'll let you know why I said so. Okay, because at the end of the day, if I had read that document, I would have figured out the fraud in the situation. But I did not read, and the individual that came with me did not read as well, even though he can speak. And he can also read to some extent. He's not a novice when it comes to Portuguese language, but none of us read. So anyway, I signed. So anyway, she told us within 10 days they were going to deliver the card to my house. I said, okay, 10 days time, they deliver the card to my house, to the address of this individual. So I got it through that means. Now, anyway, but exactly like say 1 month later from the day we applied for the bank account, I noticed something. So I lodged in my money immediately. I asked her, can I put in my money? She said, yeah, it's did we go back? I think we went back after 10 days when everything was okay. I think so. Then I took my money. I put it in the bank immediately. I don't know whether it's the same day or we went back after 10 days. I can't remember. But I know at some point I went to lodge in my money into the bank, because we asked her, can we put the money now? She said, yeah, it's open. You can do whatever you like. I'll say. Anyway, exactly 1 month later, I noticed that I'll call it huge, because I would call it huge amount of money was taken off my bank account. I'm like, what? But I didn't understand. Was it an error? What's the problem? So I went to this individual that, assisted me with the opening, and I told him, look, 300 reals has been taken off my money. 300, 1, 2, 3, 300 reals. They didn't even take 50, not 100, not 150, not 200, 300 reals at the end of the month. I'm like, so I showed him proof. Then I didn't even know how to use the app very well, But you should always take notes. I didn't know how to use nothing very well. I don't know. I just went to the app to check my balance, and now I figured because I didn't even get notification. I figured 300 reals was taken off. So anyway, when I told this individual told me, oh, we need to go back to the bank. We need to know what happened and all of that stuff. So we went back to the bank. We met with the lady. We told her, excuse me, please, money was removed from this lady's account. The guy was explaining, and what happened. And then the lady said to us, the same lady that opened the bank account for us, okay? The lady said to us, oh yeah, that's because you opened an insurance. You requested for insurance, health insurance. You applied for health insurance. The guy turned to me and said, did you at any point in time go back to the bank to apply for health insurance and all of that? I'm like, me? No, I don't even know the way to anywhere. Even I couldn't even trace my way back to the bank as at that time. Now I know, but then I didn't know the way. I didn't know how what metro to take, what bus to. I don't know. So how would I have gone back? And I cannot still operate the app yet, the bank app yet. So the guy was like, oh no. So when the guy asked me, I said to him, I did not. And then the guy was not like, no, I remember that day we did not open it, and we didn't we didn't request for an insurance on the day I brought this lady and all of that stuff. Remember, before then, the guy told me that he has brought a lot of Nigerians to that bank, and he has helped a lot of Nigerians open the bank accounts there, and everything has been good and nice. So the guy was like, nah, we did not request. She did not. Yes, the banker was not arguing with us. Yes, you applied. No, we did not apply. Yes, we applied. No, we did not. Back and forth like that. And then I remembered that I signed 2 papers. So what I figured out was that the lady used the opportunity because she was making us feel now. I remember I said she was making us feel like she was doing us a favor. When at some point she now cooled down, and then she started becoming nicer, and then okay, I'm gonna open it. And then she used that opportunity to make me sign a paper that says I am applying for health insurance. Health insurance. I've not finished going to all the free healthcare systems to receive medical care, and I'll be buying health insurance. I'm not working. I'll buy health insurance. What do I need Yes, I have health issues, but what do I need health insurance for when I don't even have money to continue the consistency and all of that? I could easily just use a public hospital and all of that stuff. So anyway, back and forth, we're going back and forth. And then the lady was like, oh no. When the lady was trying to make it look, she was now not nice. Like she was like, no, you open the bank account, you open the insurance, and the bad part of everything was that every month they would take out 300 reals from my money every month, like that. So the health insurance she made for me that I did not request for, I have to pay 300 reals every month from my money to be deducting. Can you imagine? Is that not fraud? I didn't request, and it's so painful that this girl is so mean. You didn't even alert me to know. So the individual that took me to the bank was like, can you imagine? Do you know how many foreigners they must have done this to, and they don't even know where their problem is coming from? And some might even be afraid that, oh, because I don't have papers yet, I don't want to go to the bank so that the police will not catch me. Police cannot catch nothing. If anyone is committing any type of crime on your bank account, whether you have papers or not, speak out. Are you kidding me? 300 reals. Do you know what that is? For nothing I did not request for. That is thievery. That is armed robbery in broad daylight. Like, so she was now strong and trying to make it, no, you applied there. Now at this point, the person who took me there was really, really not happy, because he was like, what is all this? I've been bringing people here. Everything has been going good. Why is it your time now? This woman is doing like this. Yada yada yada. He was so sad, so he felt so bad. 300 for what? And then at the end of the day, anyway, this lady was not backing down. The guy was now like, okay, now that you have deducted 300 reals from my money and you're expecting to deduct more and more, please, can you kindly cancel the insurance? She said, no, it cannot be cancelled, that I already applied. So remember, I told you that I signed 2 papers. I believe that I signed bank documents to say that I want the bank account. And then I signed an insurance document as well. She gave it to us. She knows that I couldn't speak the language, and she knows that probably that guy would not read. He's just bringing me there to do something. She just gave it to us fast. Sign here. Don't do that mistake. And that was why I said, it's not an excuse not to read. The fact that you don't know a language is not an excuse not to read. Because if I had read or said, oh, excuse me, can I have like 5-10 minutes to translate this thing and read? You can actually use Google Translate, take a picture, bam, bam, of what you're doing, of the documents you're being given. Excuse yourself out of the presence of this person attending to you. Go sit somewhere. Translate it with a translator so she can attend to somebody else. Translate it with a Google Translator. Read before you sign anything. So I believe she's claiming that I requested for insurance. I signed. Yeah, because she didn't even tell me that I signed, because now I would ask her, when did I sign? Because I didn't request for it. Now I only figured that those two papers, one of it must have been an insurance form that I signed. Anyway, to cut the long story short, back and forth. But when the lady was moving mad, at this point in time, she was really acting like, the guy was like, okay, now that you have successfully removed 300 reals, can you kindly cancel the insurance so that the next month she doesn't have to pay, and or she doesn't have to continue paying this money. The lady refused to cancel it. Okay, so at this point in time, when a Nigerian is already going colos, when an average Nigerian is already getting mad, like you want to cheat them, you want to stand on them, you want to rob them, no, they would not have it. An average Nigerian, not everyone, but an average Nigerian will begin to buckle up their brain to know what to do to you. Anyway, so the lady was insisting she will not cancel the insurance, and then I have to continue to pay the money. The guy was telling, do you know this girl doesn't work? Do you know she's a foreigner? Do you know she just came to this country? Why do you want to have to get 300 reals every month to pay for an insurance she did not ask you for? You chipped it in. Anyway, the lady now said, okay, come back another day, da da da. So anyway, we went back and forth like 3 good times. The next time we went, this same lady attended to us. She refused to cancel, and she refused to adjust anything about the whole situation. She still told us to come back another day. We came back the 3rd time. So the 3rd time now, the guy, we sat in front of her, the same story, the same pattern, the same result, the same everything. Now this is where the guy gets mad. The guy was like, he stood up in the whole of the bank and told the bank, if you don't provide me your manager right now, the whole of this bank will scatter. Like, it was me that was now dragging the girl, please. Because if it was for me, I would have gone more than 20 times back and forth, and I would still not solve the problem. Because I will be applying diplomacy, right? I'll be doing like, I don't know. But anyway, the guy started raising his voice in the bank. You don't want to cancel? She did never request. She's not even blaming you for trying to be a thief on her. And now, okay, cancel. We don't want. She says she doesn't want. You say she cannot cancel. That if you cancel midway the insurance, this will happen, that will happen, yada yada yada. He started raising the voice in the bank. So I was pleading with him to, like, please, let us handle this. He was like, no, we have come 3 times. He said, today is the last day we would ever come here. We will not come again. And he started, he said, I need to speak to your manager. You are not useful. You are not even the one to talk to, because you're the one that fixed this thing, and then you are the one not wanting to fix it back. So he was yelling, screaming, where is your manager? Where is your manager? Screaming. Oh my God, I was so embarrassed. So, but I understood him perfectly. So the guy was feeling guilty that he brought me here and something of this nature is happening to me. So I was the one telling him, please, you don't have to feel bad. Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. So anyway, while he was screaming and shouting, the manager came out, and then we moved from that woman to the manager. Now the manager now is another case entirely. And she was now trying to cover for the lady. I don't want to drag it too long, because if I narrate the way she was manipulating the situation, I'm going to take so long for this video. So she was trying so hard to cover for the lady, and she was even confirming to us, but in the system it shows that that I applied for insurance. The guy said she did not apply for insurance. I brought her here. We sat together. We filled the form together. She signed the form in my presence. We never opened our mouth to say we wanted insurance and all of that stuff. So the manager continued to cover up. No, she did not do anything wrong. The guy started screaming at this point, because can you please cancel this insurance? She said, no, we cannot cancel the insurance because this happened, that happened. The guy was like, if you don't cancel this insurance, I'm going to take your case to so place. I can't remember where he mentioned them. There's a place you can report people. You can report bank misbehaviors by workers. You can report, or you can report the whole branch. There's a place, he mentioned that place, but I cannot remember anymore. If you don't do the needful, the way she was even covering the girl up, oh my God, it was so alarming. Alamen. So after you have defrauded me by not, I didn't request for something, you now the manager is now I don't know. I'm not sure what was happening there. So the guy started screaming now at this, but the woman was feeling like an animal because the guy was brutally screaming at this point. So this woman, if you don't cancel this thing, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna report the whole branch in this, then the so la 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 la. So that was when the woman calmed down and said, okay, calm down. Okay, now she now agreed to cancel the insurance. So at this point, I told the guy, please, because that one now was not passing my power, and I was getting embarrassed. But I understood him, and I was strongly behind him, but I was really drawing his shirt, pulling his hand, just to be quiet. And he was like, no, if I don't behave this way now, we will go back and come back 20 million times. I will not get this problem solved. We have come already 3 times and they are not solving the problem. So I said to the guy, okay, now the guy was feeling very bad and guilty. I was the one now pacifying him. I'm like, no, don't feel bad. I don't feel bad in any way. In every situation, I'm extremely grateful that you even stood up to help me. It doesn't matter how much they've taken out of my account. I don't care. Thank you. Like, don't worry, don't feel bad, but still the guy was feeling guilty, But anyway, I now said to him, see, look, even if they don't give me back the money, the guy was like, they will give you the money. I'm like, even if they don't give me, let them just cancel, so that I don't have to repeatedly pay. Let them just cancel. That is my major concern. The guy was like, this thing you're saying is paining me. Stop it. They will pay the money and all of that stuff. So the guy was raving mad, like he was running mad, screaming until that was when they attended to the case. So they collected my documents, they did all they need to do, and the woman promised, the manager promised, in so days, I can't remember anymore, that everything will be resolved, and then they will return back my money to me. So that was how we settled that situation, in that way that day. So we left, and truly we never went back there again together. That madness actually solved the problem. So anyway, a few days later, they said they were going to return back the money to me. I really didn't care. I wanted my money. I felt bad that they cheated me, but I'm still grateful. Just cancel it so that I don't have to start thinking. 300 is a whole lot for somebody who just came into a country, doesn't know anybody. So the guy was like, only God knows how many people you people have done this to. Foreigners that will come here, only God knows how many people they've defrauded. Only God knows how many people that are not even foreigners, but they don't put their mind on their bank accounts, they've defrauded. He was just saying a whole lot of things. I could relate because I was in the shoe at that moment. Yeah. So anyway, some days later, maybe towards the end of another 1 month, they sent me a message that they've canceled the insurance, and then they refunded some amount of money. They didn't refund all. They sent me only 150 reals. I didn't tell the guy, because so that he doesn't run mad again to the place and start shouting and screaming. So I just told him they refunded the money because I didn't want him to worry. I didn't want him to bother himself. I didn't want him to like, oh yeah, let's go, like a normal typical Ninja. Oh yeah, let's go to the bank. So I didn't want that. So I just told him, okay, they've refunded the money and they returned only 150 real. So that's fraud. That's thievery. Like, who does that in the bank? So what I believe in, to sum up this story because now it's too long, what I believe happened was, I don't believe that I don't know if I should mention the name of the bank. I don't want to, but I might give you a clue, the name of the bank, so that some people who live in Brazil will know the bank I'm talking about. I'm gonna say what I believe is happening. I don't believe that the whole of the bank operates. I don't know, this is my belief. You might let me know what you think in the comment section. I don't believe that the whole of the bank operates this, and I don't believe this bank, the whole of their branch in Brazil does this. I just believe that it is that lady, the woman, that one that opened the bank account for me, that got greedy. I don't believe all the workers behave like this. I don't believe the manager herself knows about this. I don't believe it's possible she even knows about it, and there's pressure on the workers to make money through insurance. Or it might be that girl herself that is greedy. She wants to make sales. She wants to impress. She wants to have gain. It's possible when they sell insurance, they have their own gain, and then they have the reputation of the best-selling, best-selling marketer, best-selling banker that sells our insurance faster. For all those type of things, she personally might have done that alone. Who knows? I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's a common thing in that branch. I don't know. I don't think so, but who knows? For the bank manager to also be defending her who knows what the story could be. You know, it could be anything. But personally, I believe that girl that opened my bank account got very greedy. So if you're a foreigner, please always check your bank. Oh, when you want to open a bank account, make sure, try to read what you are signing. Read what you're signing. And apart from reading what you're signing, make it clear, please, I don't want any insurance attached to my bank account opening. Okay, you don't want any health insurance, nothing. And even after you have opened your bank, make sure sometimes you always ask at the bank, is any insurance attached to? Just ask randomly, use another branch different times to ask if there's any insurance policy attached to your bank account. Because the truth is that even if you stop using the bank account, oh, I don't want to use the bank account anymore, they are taking my money, the money will be piling in your name. Even if you leave that bank and go to another bank, open another bank, maybe entirely, whether the same branch or another bank entirely, maybe another bank entirely, the money in that other bank insurance will continue to pile in your name. So it is very important for you to cancel it, take it away. Make sure they cancel the health insurance or whatever insurance that is being tied to your bank account. And like I said, always randomly ask to know if there is anything, any sales of anything attached to your name. And when any, remember, and mind you, whenever any banker tries to sell you something, oh, there's this policy, oh, there's this program we have in the bank right now that is yielding profit, try to understand that thing they're introducing to you before you sign, so that they don't start taking unnecessary money out of your account. Okay, be very, very careful. This is a case of a thief working in a bank. To be honest, I didn't stop using the bank, I didn't stop using that particular branch, I didn't stop using the bank account. I still use it till today. It's my primary bank account. And I'm not mad at her, but I just feel sorry. Like, I can imagine how many people have been defrauded this way. And this is supposed to be a banker working in a bank that is supposed to be against thieves, and now she's the thief. Anyway, this is my story today. Be careful when you're opening your bank account, and be careful even after you have opened your bank account. Always make sure that nothing is attached to your name. Even if you're applying for credit cards, be very careful what you're going into. Remember that it is very important for you to know what is happening around you when it comes to your finances, when it comes to anything, so that you can actually always stay safe. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to me. If you have learned one or two things in this video, put it down in the comment section below. I will be glad to hear from you. Till I come your way next time, have an amazing day, everybody. Bye.